Well, hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing good. Getting ready for Thanksgiving like everybody else in the country, right?
Yep, that's right. It came up very quickly.
It always does. It's like we get to Halloween and it's gone. It just
Yep.
flies by. So we thought we'd do like a get ready for Black Friday because I don't know about you, but my emails are overwhelming with the pre-Black Friday set. I mean, it's not only just Black Friday now, it's the week of Thanksgiving is Black Friday.
Yep. And then there's always Cyber Monday, so it goes on for a long time, I feel.
It does. It does. It seems like there's more of that going on than time left to get ready for Christmas, in my opinion.
Right.
So, what would be your first tip for everybody going out, getting ready to either start their Black Friday shopping today or maybe wait
Mhm.
until Friday?
Yeah, so a big thing that we've been talking about a couple of different times that I think will really help is setting a budget. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Black Friday, and I know from personal experience, can be a time where you can find yourself spending a lot more money than you anticipated because the deals are so enticing or there's things popping up that you really wanted. But it's going to be really important to set a budget for how much you're wanting to spend on Black Friday, and whether it's gifts for yourself or the house, whether it's Christmas gifts for other people, just figuring out how much you can afford to spend this holiday season is going to be really important, especially if you're trying to stay away from using credit cards and just use the money that you've been saving up. So that's a big first step towards Black
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Like making a list. Who all am I buying for and what would I really want to buy for them? And even a dollar amount.
Yes.
That's a good way to start ahead of time without because I've never done Black Friday. Never done
Mhm.
it. And I can see just kind of getting away from yourself because I'm sure it's exciting and
Yes.
fun and hectic and all of that all in one. So yeah.
Yes.
So another tip I would suggest is actually check the prices before Black Friday. So
Mhm.
you've got your list, you know who you're buying for, kind of know what the price is. Let's say I know TVs are a big thing to buy on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Is it really a good deal before you get there? Because I've also heard they do some doorbuster pricing. So is
Mhm.
so having some of those prices in mind before you get there, so you know if you're getting a good deal or not.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's important. And something that kind of ties with that too is studying the ads that come out for Black Friday. So your usual companies that have Black Friday deals, whether it's Target, whether it's home improvement stores, Staples, Best Buy, they're all going to have Black Friday ads probably already out now that you can go on their website and look through so that you do see what the Black Friday pricing is. And it also usually tells you if this is something that's available online or in the store. So you also will have to kind of game plan, like, are you going to venture out into the world and, get in lines and whatever else to physically buy items, or are you going to shop online? But looking at those ads is going to be really helpful to figure out what that plan looks like.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about online, now I'm the Black Friday shopper onliner.
Yes.
So I am not one to go fight the crowds and all. It just isn't in me. So I love to get online during Black Friday. One, I don't have to wait till midnight. I can do,
Mhm.
once we get settled and all that, and I can start searching online. That way I can also comparison shop just from my chair and,
Right.
get the deals that feel best for me.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And you can also and I feel like you had mentioned doorbusters before. I think because on like the shopping has moved towards more online anyway, less and less companies are doing doorbusters and are doing big grand in-person type things. So it's
Mhm.
probably just as good to do it online without having to fight crowds, and you get the same kind of deals that you would get in person, and you get more inventory because you're not limited by just that one store.
Right, right.
Yeah, for sure. So if you are going to be shopping online, it's probably helpful that you bookmark whatever online websites that you want to use ahead of time. That
Yeah,
way
that's
you
a
kind
great
of have
tip.
them
Mhm,
all together. You can say, if there are some things at Best Buy that you really want to buy for Christmas gifts, go ahead and bookmark that Best Buy website and pay attention to the times and the days that they're providing those deals. Because a
mhm,
lot of the times they are obviously limited for a certain amount of days, so you want to make sure you're doing your shopping within that time frame,
mhm.
and not having to search around for stuff day of when you're ready to go shopping.
Yeah, have a plan. I mean, it's
Mhm.
kinda like have a budget, then have a shopping plan, all of that.
Yep.
So I know that Black Friday, it's typically a fun get out with the girls kind of thing because you've spent the whole day before cooking and all of that.
Hmm.
And you could still do that with curbside pickup.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead and get all your shopping done, make the list of all your curbside, whatever stores offer it. I think
Mhm.
most of the big ones still offer all of it. I don't think that's anything that's ever going to go away, which is great for convenience. So you can still do your girl outing. Just go sit in line in your car while you're waiting for your stuff to come out. Now that I can get behind.
Right. Yeah, I'm really happy that curbside pickup has become so popular because
A
it really
norm.
is a
It's a
great way
norm.
to still do your shopping, still have a
Mhm,
plan together, all of that stuff. But again, you don't have to go into the store and fight the crowds. You can
mhm.
stay nice and warm in your car and have them bring it to you, and you still got everything you needed, and it was much less the hassle. So
Sure,
I very much
sure. And you
appreciate
can
that.
still have that experience, that girlfriend experience. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, totally. Another thing that some of our like savvy listeners and watchers might do already is price match. So they'll usually find either online or in person, say they're looking for a Keurig, and they
Mhm,
see that Target's got one for $59.99, but then they see Walmart has one for $49.99. It's the same exact style and model. And a lot of the stores will price match, will, be able to beat their competitors or price match with their competitors to make sure that the customer is getting the best deal. However, a lot of that gets kind of paused around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So, if you're someone that is used to going in and doing some comparison shopping and utilizing those price matches that companies have, this is probably the only time of year or one of the only times of the year in which that probably will not work for you, simply because the retailers will probably pause those price matches since they're already offering large deals on all of their things.
yeah, that makes sense. So what you're saying is don't expect to be able to price match. You're just gonna have to go to the individual stores. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, now, something that I'm going to personally do is I'm actually going to start now because, like I
Mhm.
said, my inbox is full. So I'm going to start taking advantage of every Black Friday deal that I can because I have my list and I know who I'm
Mhm.
buying for. So as the emails come in, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of those deals. And hey, I may be done before Thanksgiving even gets here. That would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know a lot of people that get their Christmas shopping started in September, October, and maybe Black Friday is the very last time that they finish their shopping, and by the time Black Friday is over, they're done. And now they
Yeah,
can
that didn't make
kind
sense.
of sit down and relax and wait for Christmas to pop up. So
Enjoy
I
the
could see that for
holidays
sure.
instead of the
Yep.
hustle and bustle of the holidays. Yeah, for sure, for
Yes,
sure.
totally. One thing too to think about is you might see some incredible deals on appliances or electronics or whatever you're looking for, but, but you'll also need to anticipate that a lot of those things could run out. There's usually a limited inventory, either physically or online. So if planned all this out, like we said, you were looking at the ads, you've got the website bookmarked, you're ready to go shopping, and the item that you really wanted is gone, make sure to kind of have a
Mhm.
backup plan for that. So, have a couple of different gift options listed for the people you're buying for. If one of those options is not available, hopefully the other one is, but make sure to just have a backup plan in case that happens.
Yeah, and along those same lines, ask if you can buy the display. I mean, how much
Yeah.
are those really used? Or even if the box isn't perfect, I mean, do we not have enough boxes sitting around our house to put the item in? I mean, I've got enough Amazon boxes here. Shh, don't tell anybody, but I frequently have Amazon boxes here that I can easily put a Keurig in just because the box is damaged, who cares? Or it's the display model. And who knows, if you ask, you might even get more off. That's a win-win
Mhm.
in I love getting a deal. You're already getting a deal and then you get more of a deal. Our brains love that.
Yes. Yes, we really do. I agree. Something else that you'll need to have for this holiday season, especially when it comes to Black Friday, is patience. Black Friday is a very busy time, especially if you're doing any kind of in-person shopping, whether it's you're in the store buying and you have to wait to get into the store, you have to wait in line to purchase, or if you're doing the curbside pickup, you have to wait in your car. Just be ready to wait and know that again, this is an incredibly busy time for the retailers and there's going to be lines. It's not going to be necessarily a quick in and out. So as long as you are prepared with patience, maybe you're listening to a podcast or, reading something on your phone or whatever to pass the time, being patient and just being courteous to the retailer, the employees, because, they go through an awful lot during the holidays. And so just being generous and kind to them is helpful as well.
Yeah, and a lot of those are kids that are just getting their
Mhm.
first experience of working. So, yeah, it's not their
Yeah.
fault that all of us are out there. So, yes, that's a good tip. Another
Yes.
tip I have is be prepared for shipping delays.
Mm.
I know last year there were a couple of gifts that did not make it at Christmas, and all I
Mhm.
did was printed out a picture of it and I wrapped it and I said, it's on its way.
Yep.
And it was still fine. I mean, these things happen. The weather is unpredictable. And I haven't read that we're going to have the supply issues that we've been having, but you never know.
Yep.
So just know that there may be shipping delays. That's why it's so
Mhm.
important to try to get this done as early as possible. But even if you do, there might still be some shipping delays. I mean, it happens. So, like I said, printing it out, sticking it in a couple of boxes for them to
Mhm.
unwrap. I mean, there's so many different ways it'll still be special.
Yes, absolutely. I love that idea. Um, so something that I use year round that might particularly come in handy on Black Friday is I use a couple of apps, or they can also be like browser extensions that find
Mhm.
additional savings for you. So, for instance, I use Rakuten, which is
Mhm.
for me a browser extension that anytime I'm on a particular website, it'll pop up and let me know if I can get cash back for any purchases I make on that website, which is amazing because that means, you're getting money back from the money that you're spending. Or something else like Capital One shopping. I believe you don't need to have a Capital One account or card or anything to have it, but what it does is it searches all of the different discount codes when you're in the checkout screen and will actually use them all to see if any of them are still active and can be applied to your order. So that's a really great way of not having to dig around and search for discount codes. They already have a list of like 10 or so of them that they'll run through. And then if one of those codes can work, it will automatically put that into your checkout and you can save additional money off of your purchase. So if you aren't already using extensions or things you can put on your browser for those, that might be a great way to either make some money on the money that you're spending or save additional money on your purchases.
Oh yeah, because I mean, we're all trying to extend that dollar right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one's not going to possibly land very well with some of our listeners, but you do want to steer away from freebies that cause
Mm-hmm.
you to overspend.
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is Kohl's Cash. And I have been a
Mm-hmm.
victim of this.
Yep.
It's like if you spend 20 more dollars, you're going to get 75 back in Kohl's Cash or, whatever the deal happens to be. But you never can quite find $20. So you end up spending an extra 75 to get 75 back, or
Mm-hmm.
so just be very conscious of where you are to get the freebie, how much more do you really want to spend, and how do you feel about, are you actually getting the freebie? Because I
Right.
know that I've gotten caught up in that before. Oh, but I spent 150, but I got 75. It's like, well, yeah, but I was only planning on spending 75. So yeah. So just be aware that those are marketing tools to get us to spend more money.
Yep, and I'm definitely guilty of that too. One that comes to mind is like Victoria's Secret. They
Oh,
always had the tote bags, and then they also had little like freebie goodies in there, a lip gloss
yes.
or a mini, perfume or something like that. And so you
Mhm.
say to yourself, I was only planning on spending $50, but what's an extra 25 to get that tote bag full of goodies?
Yes.
So it's very easy to fall into that trap. But something you can do is if you do, as you're doing your research and looking on websites and whatever else, if you do see that they're doing some sort of minimum this to get a free purchase tote bag or a free purchase, whatever else, figure out if that's part of your plan. Maybe there's something that you can gift people that meets that minimum, and then you either get a freebie for yourself, or depending on the freebie, it can be another gift that you can give to someone else. I mean, you can get really creative with these, but being aware of them first and foremost, and then figuring out if that's something you want, then put a game plan together to reach that for sure.
Yes, for sure.
So the other really hard thing about Black Friday and just gifting in general is making sure that you got something someone will actually use or like or whatever else. But most of the time, we're able to include like a gift receipt or something that if it's something they don't like, they can return it. However, if you do buy something, you want to make sure it's not a final sale item. Because if it
Mhm.
is final sale and it's something particularly that you're gifting to someone else, if they for some reason don't like it or can't use it, they can't return it. It
Mm.
cannot be exchanged or returned. So make sure you keep an eye on like any fine print or anything for the items you're looking for, because again, final sale means it's stuck with
I
you.
know.
So
Y'all could exchange maybe between yourselves, but it's not going back to the store.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a good tip. Another one I thought of is a lot of times we get in mail in rebates.
Hmm.
So stay very organized. And in fact, if you know you're going to purchase something that has a mail in rebate, go ahead and put it on your calendar that you're going to sit down and do that mail in rebate within the next couple of days. So make sure you have a way. Now, it's not as bad as it used to be. Used to be we had to make our own copies of the receipt, but most of them will give you two copies and they'll already have the rebate filled out for you. And it is, and we can do a lot of it online now. But again, you don't want to miss out on those opportunities, which is a great way to start your Christmas next year, or put those rebates aside for more gifts throughout the year. If you're going to take advantage of rebates, make sure you carve out the time to get those rebates sent in, because they typically expire by a certain day.
Mhm. Yes, they do. I used to work at Bed Bath& Beyond, which was like the king of rebates. I feel like almost every
Yeah.
brand in there had some sort of mail-in rebate that you'd have to get, and we'd have to make sure that people knew when they were purchasing those items to, you remember the old, just like pull it off of the the list
Yeah.
thing. It's right next to the
Yeah.
item, and now you've got your mail-in
Yeah.
rebate form or whatever else. So we always had to make sure people remembered to do that, and then also turn in their receipt and their rebate and all of that stuff by the deadline, so they don't miss out on those extra savings for sure.
Yeah.
Um, this is also a great time to utilize social media, which I know, being that we're streaming on social media, most of our listeners are utilizing. You can use whatever social platform you prefer: Facebook, Instagram, of X, formerly known as Twitter, whatever it is, to start following your favorite stores now and keeping an eye on any kind of sale previews, coupons, ads, things that they might pop out, because you
Mhm.
might be able to get some additional savings or learn about a deal that you didn't necessarily learn about anywhere else. Those stores are really great at marketing around the holidays and around Black Friday. And so might as well just take a look at their social media and see what you can find out.
Yeah, and a lot of them will just send you electronic coupons straight to your phone. So
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't have their phone with them? You take that to the counter and you get an additional percentage off. So yeah. And I
Yes,
have one
exactly.
final one that I think we're both pretty that is important to both of us, and that is
Mhm,
just be kind. Be kind to everyone. I mean, we're coming out of Thanksgiving, and we in the United States are like a dysfunctional family. We have our issues, but I mean, when you come right down to it, we're awfully blessed, and we're all
mhm.
there for the same reason. Either they're working, trying to earn a living, or we're trying to get gifts for our loved ones. There's no reason not to be kind to one another.
Yes, this is so important, and as we mentioned before, it does mean everyone, from the employees working at the stores to your fellow shoppers to the people bringing out the stuff to your car. Whatever it is an incredibly stressful time of year for everyone, and tensions usually kind of rise up and emotions kind of rise up. So just being kind to everybody and being patient and understanding of what people are going through is going to be so important to ensure that you have a drama-free Black Friday experience.
Right, because none of us wanna be on the news,
No,
right?
not at all. You do not want a video of you fighting with some other shopper over a doll on YouTube or the news or whatever else. That doesn't look good for anybody. So,
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we have, except to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving and a successful Black Friday, whatever that looks like for you, and be safe and enjoy this time, because, we never know, right? We
mhm.
just never know.
Yes, exactly. I wish everyone has a wonderful time with whatever people they're choosing to spend it with, and that they're getting a much needed reprieve from work and rest and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. Have a plan and be organized and be kind.
Yes.
Well, have a fantastic Thanksgiving, Amanda, and I
Thank
always
you.
enjoy our weekly time together.
As do I. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, next week. We'll see you.
Bye.